So, I mean, are they gonna, like, test him, or?
Oh, he's
just gonna say, like, yeah, just listen. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? I have no doubts in regards to this witness's testimony.
It was impossible for him to lift the bust and stick himself out far enough to look. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries. What?
That's what I was thinking. What's your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright?
I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination.
He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really.
Grr, I can't let her get to me. I've got to focus.
Let's see. He could have lifted something like it.
Have you ever lifted up the bust before?
No, I've never actually lifted it up with my own two hands. But I should get to it, don't you think? I can't let money outdo me on this.
Haha. Money? That crazy monkey has lifted Max's bust before?
Wait, seriously?
What?
Wow, that's a strong little monkey.
he's lifted a tuba, right?
Well, I don't know how heavy tubas are. They're
I guess
fairly
so.
heavy.
I guess tubas are designed to be carried.
Yeah, so it's not like they should be uncarryably hard.
What if Money did it for him? Because Money is his monkey.
Money is the killer.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Money
I
the
actually don't
murderer.
remember all the specifics
Money
of how
lifted
this
it.
went down, so I've room to be surprised here. I love saying that. Please continue with your testimony, Mr. Dingling. Only his legs are injured.
So what have you been doing to keep in shape?
Well, honestly, I've given up on training. I don't have any plans to return to the trapeze or the tightrope.
You don't say.
But, no offense, I'm not worried about losing to you in a race or anything.
Ha ha. Ha ha.
Neither am I, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I wouldn't lose either, Slowpoke. I mean, Nick.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. How did discussion turn to me all of a sudden?
And what kind of race are we talking about? Hopefully not a sprint.
Because,
Because then I think Acro's biting off a little more than he can chew.
unless he's allowed to be in the wheelchair, then maybe he's super fast.
Oh, yeah, I guess if he's allowed his wheelchair, then he can boast.
Yeah.
I suppose you could say that I'm stronger than the average bear.
Ha ha ha. Picnic basket.
I have a friend named Yogi. Yanni Yogi. He was arrested for crimes, though.
He too was the murderer.
Hanna-Barbera leads to murderers.
Oh my god.
I hope that holds true after we've played enough
Hey,
games.
if Phoenix, Harvey Birdman, attorney at law, has taught us anything,
It's true.
Hanna-Barbera does indeed lead to murder.
It's true. It's true. Looking out the window would have been impossible.
And why is that?
Because if I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. I still haven't gotten much feeling back in my legs yet. So you couldn't have thrown that bust out of the window. No way he could have exerted that kind of force on his lower body.
How long do you think your recovery will take? It's a little personal, but sure.
You have to remember that my nerves were severely damaged, missing an knee there. I'm currently undergoing some extremely intensive rehabilitation, but it's still going to take a while before I'm back to 100%.
Wow, the fact that he could get back to 100% is actually
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah,
Maybe he's closer than
Or maybe he's lying.
Maybe we do have to have a moment. We throw him out of the
we throw him somewhere where he's forced to use his legs.
If his
pool.
legs aren't working, then how could he swim? And throw him in the pool, and then.
Let me remind you of another very important point. If the witness was carrying the bust, he would not be able to see out below the window.
It's true. Impossible to have known the location of the ringmaster's head.
Why do you say it would be impossible?
Franziska already said. Allow me to explain. You said that if I was carrying the bust, I couldn't see out below the window. Thus, there's no way that I would know the location of the ringmaster's head.
Well, I suppose you've got a point.
Hey, Nick.
Huh?
What if you turn things around? Maybe if you think of it sort of like this.
Oh.
If he knew the location of the ringmaster's head, then he could drop the bus. That's exactly what I thought. He could drop the bus. It was like he already knew. He put him in a place specifically.
Right, he had him come there with a note, and there was a box and everything.
Yeah, like he probably knew where to stand.
Yeah.
Like, oh, stand here, haha, you know.
There's like a Acme stand here sign.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Clarification, usually Acme was not on the signs. Acme was all the devices that you would order.
It's true.
Anyway, that's a good theory.
It does make sense. If only I could prove somehow that Acro knew the location of the ringmaster's head without looking down.
I think I've already explained things sufficiently. Well, let's just press it. Then
If all you had to do was drop it, then it wouldn't have been a problem at all.
If all I had to do was drop it, you're right. I could have done that. However, there's no way I could land a direct hit on the ringmaster's head. So that kind of makes your theory a bit pointless, doesn't it, Mr. Wright?
Acro is strong enough to lift up the bust.
The main problem is how he could have aimed for the ringmaster's head.
I wonder if he used some kind of tool to aim for the ringmaster.
That's the ticket, Nick. Show them what we've got. What you've got.
I have to be careful. I have to find something that fits perfectly with the case.
I don't remember us finding any sort of tool. But maybe we overlooked something.
Alright, so back to the
So obviously we have to
statement.
present something at this statement.
Yes.
Because Maya so specifically pointed it out.
Nope.
The box.
Yeah, the box is in a very specific spot.
Yeah. Well, what else would the box be for?
Yeah, that's the only thing that it related that would like have created or
Right.
created a marker.
Right.
I guess this is what we gotta do.
And he was hunched over the box, right?
Mhm.
Yes. Acro, you didn't really need to lean out of the window, did you?
What are you driving at, Mr. Wright?
You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add.
Your silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix, right? Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence?
But I did such a good job hinting.
Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright.
He's like so used to it happening every time. He's like, I know you got
Explain things, Mr. Wright.
gotta fucking whatever.
Explain. Wait,
Maybe
did
you
read
should
it?
take a look at this.
Okay.
I didn't realize that was my line for a second. The key point here is the wooden box.
The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over?
The same. The question is, who placed a wooden box here?
Who?
When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box.
Ben and Company when it's just
Ben and
Trillo.
Co. When Ben and Co. saw the ringmaster,
It's technically not even another person.
yeah.
No.
Which, he's just being respectful, that's all.
I guess.
Which means that this wooden box is already placed at the scene of the crime.
Ooh. I have to admit, your theory makes a lot of sense.
The moment that the bust came falling down was exactly the same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means that the answer to all of these questions is now crystal clear.
You mean...
If the bust were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box,
There would be no way that it could miss the head of the victim.
I don't know about no way. It's just that you have a much better chance.
It's slightly... The accuracy is slightly higher.
No!
Oh no. Order. This is unbelievable.
Wow.
Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now I just gotta keep going. There's only one way to go from here. Forward.
So the next question I have is, who placed that wooden box at the scene?
It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down.
But then how do you unsecure it from the rope you lowered it down by?
The same way Batman does when he just does that little pull thing, and then
Okay.
and it just ow!
Wait, how did he get the thing back up?
I can't. I have no control.
Ow!
The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box.
Ah.
That's what the box was so specially made.
Specially made.
Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. Ooh.
I forgot what the issue with the
weight
box
of
was.
The box?
It is 20 pounds.
Okay, so I guess it's
Well,
the weight.
I wouldn't say the contents. It's not the size specifically, but the thing it does point out the weight.
They called out the weight.
Yeah, so it must be the weight. Yeah. The box has a remarkable weight.
You must
Weight.
remark upon it.
Weighing?
According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds.
Just to lift up this wooden box would have required.
Oh, I see. One would have to squat down, then lift it up with their body, wouldn't you say? Not 20 pounds. You can lift it with a single arm if you're healthy.
If it was like 50, maybe.
Yeah,
I mean, if
50. That's
If you're the
definitely.
Rock, I mean, you don't need to.
With the Rock, you
There are
could just
people out there who can curl 20 pounders, like easy.
if you're the Rock, you could just grab it with one hand and kind of hold it with one hand and just walk away.
Yeah, 20 pounds is a gray area. If you're weak, yeah, you'll do it for safety, but
They
if
should
you're,
have just mentioned,
moderate,
like-
you can kind of pull a muscle and try.
They should have just mentioned, like, if you're as out of shape as the ringmaster was,
yeah,
one will have to squat down.
There you go. Did I already read this line? I can't remember
I
if I
think
did.
so, yeah. That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large.
It's also large. Box also has carry handles on either side, doesn't it?
That is correct. To lift up the box, you have to squat down. But if you bend over, that's actually bad carrying form. In
Yes.
fact, the ringmaster should have kept his back straight, then lifted with his legs, which means the plan would not have worked.
Well, that's not necessarily true. He slumped over after dying. He could have been killed while doing
Oh,
proper
I
form.
thought he was bending over incorrectly.
No, that
No.
makes no sense.
Oh, okay. Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be in approximately the same place.
Unless you have bad form.
Yes.
Fool.
Fool!
Fools!
Pity this fool.
Acro, cool as a cucumber.
Does he even bother to listen to me anymore? Christ.
I've heard what you've had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. Imaginative skills?
Why not just your imagination?
Yeah. Did you do it? Did you place this wooden box in the plaza? Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he's proposing.
What?
Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of Max's bust?
I remember. It was in the kitchen. Of course I remember. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria.
Then what happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself.
Ah, that means...
You understand what I mean, don't you?
You have a monkey.
I may very well have been able to drop the bus from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bus from the cafeteria to my room?
Money the monkey.
The monkey. You just said the monkey could lift it.
Yeah.
You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright, explain that. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice. No human accomplice. Tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bust from the cafeteria.
Yep, we definitely have a problem here. But this is no place to get perplexed. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how things happened once and for all.
All right, Mr. Wright, let's hear your explanation.
The monkey.
How'd the witness get the bus from the cafeteria back to his room?
It's that fucking monkey right there. That funky
Man,
monkey.
I cannot
Money.
believe that this guy is that strong.
Hey, monkeys are fucking strong.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
That's true. Monkey?
Everyone knows Money. He loves shiny objects of any size.
Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist ring.
So, are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust?
Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. That's stupid. The monkey stole it on his own and then brought it back home. Duh.
Idiot.
Idiot. Stupid.
Home?
Money lives in Acro's room.
Acro's room?
Why is that the one where he's so...
Why are you living with a monkey?
Bees? Beads?
Acro has a room?
Judd's not on board with the money idea.
The bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't at all that shiny.
The cards are shiny. Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record.
Oh, burn. Got him. My, those are some very nice cards he's holding. Pretty shiny.
Yes, and they are made of platinum, which is very shiny.
Ooh.
So nobody saw a monkey walking with a bus.
Nope.
Ow!
That would probably look really menacing.
Yeah, it would.
Like he's running around with this really heavy bust.
I imagine it would be carrying it fairly awkwardly, because I don't think Money's very big, but the bust is.
Yeah, and even if he's strong, he still has to like leverage it somehow.
Yeah, exactly. That's more why I'm like, man, how did Money pull that off?
Acro! Money is a strong monkey.
Agro.
It'd be easy for him to bring that bus back to your room.
If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate.
Why? Why would you get rid of him as a roommate?
That's how I gauge roommates, their strength, and what they're able to bring back to the apartment for my amusement.
If they start losing their strength, we have to get rid of them.
Why, if that monkey were ever to become disabled, I'd disown him. Order, I said order, Ms. Von Karma. Where's the bust in question at this moment?
I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak.
You were never searching for it, were you? That's what he should say.
I don't buy it, but this is a rather strange turn of events. Well, let's say it, the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then?
Well, in that event, something else would have been used as a murder weapon.
Wait. Then you mean this bust was the murder weapon purely by accident?
It's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer.
Moron.
Moron!
Mr. Wright's argument was so circular, I'm still a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. No denying that. Ow!
Don't seem so flamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney.
Fraud? I have a badge.
You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
And what is that?
You should know. You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime.
Ah!
There's no reason to doubt the clown's testimony.
That's true. I respond to that, Mr. Wright.
Nick, don't let her beat you now.
I won't. This is my chance to turn this trial around.
When the murder occurred, there were 2 people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this, and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Who was the murderer the clown saw?
So this will be a profile to present, right?
I guess so. This is the only roster of people that we got. Unless...
Maybe we should save.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried, because I'm not clear at all here. Who was the murderer?
Oops. I do not have...
the ability to save from here.
Saving at this moment.
Okay. It's not that big a penalty. Okay.
I always thought that they just put the cape on the...
I guess it must be the bust. The bust is just what they saw, right?
Yeah. That would be the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it was just the wording of what she said that threw me off.
All right,
yeah,
let's go over it.
Yeah.
Oh, the bust with the hat. That's what they saw.
Ow!
I asked who was the other person Mo saw on the scene. Because Mo didn't see the other.
Oh, whoops.
Well, the bust could have come from above.
Maybe we should.
That evidence has nothing to do with the question. Damn it.
All right, let's.
Okay, whoops.
Dang, I thought that was it. Who would it be then?
Oh, wait. Au contraire, mon frère. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette. But he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. Oh, this is correct. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. Cool. How is that possible?
It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw was that night... Wait, what? What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust.
What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak.
There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust.
That's what I thought, is that they put a cloak on it.
It would be easy to hang one off of the cards in the bust's hands.
Idiot. Who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust?
Idiot. It doesn't matter who put it on the bust, stupid.
Just wait a minute now, Mr. Wright, you jackass. Who put the cloak on the bust? That question is of the utmost importance to this case, don't you agree?
Did.
Oh, he caught me. I was trying to fib my way through.
So let's have it, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust?
Acro.
Well, why would Acro have put it on the bust? The person who brought the cloak was Russell Berry.
Really?
Yeah, Okay, so the sequence of events is that this is what happened. Russell Berry having meeting with Maximilian, right? When he leaves to go to this meeting in front of the lodge, he puts on Max's wizard cape and hat and then walks over to the lodge. We're alleging now that he got hit by the bust. At which point could the cloak have then landed on the bust, you know?
Maybe Russell saw it floating in front of him and was like, let me put this cloak on it.
He looks cold.
Bam!
So what is it that we're positing here?
Well, I don't think it's Acro. Why would Acro put it on the bust?
My thought is he put it on while he was lowering it down.
But how? The bust, the cloak was downstairs with Russell.
Yeah. Well, then Russell's really the only person that could have.
But why would he have done that? That's weird.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Let's try it.
But I guess he's the only person who could have. There's no one else down there.
He thought it was cold.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
Maybe.
Boo him.
You're saying it was the victim himself, Russell Berry?
That's what I'm saying.
The victim himself placed the coke on the bust.
Place the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it.
Then what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright?
Explain yourself. Nick, do you really have a handle on all of this?
I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together.
You sound insane, Phoenix.
I'm fine. There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. He's saying anyways a lot.
Anyways is popping up a lot in this script in general.
Yeah.
But anyways is... You can just say anyway. You don't need the S most of the time,
Yeah,
folks.
you don't... That's more of like a jokey way of saying anyway.
It's like towards. There's no reason to ever use towards with an S.
Toward.
Yeah.
Toward is sufficient in every circumstance. You can just use toward.
All right. So you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time.
Okay.
Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached that rope to the bust and dangled the bust out of his bedroom window directly above the wooden box.
Just dangled it.
No one ever looked
full
up.
view.
Everyone in the circus is trained to look straight forward and never up. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume.
Why was he wearing his costume?
Why was he wearing his costume?
I don't know. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night.
Okay, good. The game talked for us.
But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than a ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trillo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Acro took his chance and released the rope.
Like, Acro looks surprisingly just like so casual about this.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop it.
I guess I gotta let go now.
Yeah. And then, but like, how'd the cloak get on the thing?
Now, this is when the magic happens.
Ooh. I guess he had bad form, I'm sorry. That's bad form.
At the very instant that the bust hit the victim.
Well, he could have been mid-crouch. He could be getting into correct form at this moment. I'm just going to say that.
No.
He's crouching. He's in the middle of it.
No.
Ah!
Wait, what? So it like automatic... What? No.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
So exactly what we were like, that's impossible. That's like what happened.
That's I love how the music cuts off.
Yeah.
for
They should have had a record scratch. Like,
Yeah. Yep, that's me.
You wait just a second, Mr. Phoenix, right? As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be.
it's still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Von Karma. This circus isn't over yet.
What?
This is so absurd.
The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust.
I forgot that this was part of the explanation, and it only compounds how dumb this case is. Holy moly, it's so bad.
It's such a coincidence.
Oh, I don't like it. It's not good.
That impact also caused the sound a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look.
I don't get
That witness was, of course, Lawrence, quote-unquote, Mo Curls, the clown. When Mo looked out his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now,
Where's the rope?
having completed the crime, don't worry about that. Acro
Shut up.
naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon.
But where's the rope? I don't see it.
Don't worry about that. Of course, he had no idea.
It's a very good, hard to see rope.
Yeah, it's a circus rope.
It's like a movie wire rope.
Fishing line.
Yeah, fishing
Yeah.
line that can carry a huge bust. Of course, he had no idea that Mo saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. It's so funny because you're right, Sarah. The entire premise of this is disappeared if you just draw the rope.
Well,
Everyone should have
it's a
just seen
special
the-
rope that has post-production already on it.
That's an invisible rope.
Ropes
Yeah.
don't look like ropes on film. You got to use snakes.
Yes.
Primarily because in his wheelchair, he couldn't see out of his window. So he just kept pulling the bust up.
What?
And that is how the magical murderer disappearing into the sky came to be.
Oh boy, everyone's speechless.
I know, it's dumb. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off
Was none other than Chris Angel, mine friend.
is the one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro, it could only have been you, you fuck.
Acro's like, me? Talking to me? Acro's been playing mind games with all of us.
Mind freaks with us all
Yep.
day. He sure has. But he has come to the end of his rope now.
Oh my god.
Chris Angel Dingling.
So?
What now?
You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true?
Evidence?
What is evidence?
Whoa.
In this court, only two things matter: the power of evidence and the power of my whip. All right.
Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. And my axe. Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence, please?
Nick, they say they want evidence.
I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method. But there is still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account.
Unusual?
A contradiction, actually.
Okay then, use that and get out of this jam.
Jam.
That's enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to the court that backs your claims. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case. I need to be able to sleep at night.
Huh.
I mean...
Oh, whoops.
Oh, sorry. Something on my desk just fell over. That kind of scared the bejesus out of me.
Oh my
That's
god.
Fine. Adrenaline rules. I'm just gonna look at every piece of evidence bit by bit.
What could be hard proof? Is there an autopsy? Okay, there's an autopsy. Blunt force trauma to the back of the head. That's not anything. Okay.
Hunched over the box.
Pepper isn't really anything. What are we trying to prove?
We are trying to prove, like, the entire...
I want
premise
hard
of-
proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case. Okay.
Well, that, I feel like
I'd say
the
this
note.
is probably it right here.
Have you not forgotten to the murderer?
Like, this was a thing that was supposed to
you
lure
haven't
the ring...
forgotten what
Right.
happened.
Right. Well, okay, wait. I forgot, like... okay, I forgot Acro's motives and actual intentions here, so this is what it is.
That's
This is it.
probably it. Yeah.
This has to be it.
Yeah.
I just remembered.
Oh, it's not.
What?
Huh?
Oh, shit.
Oh no.
Okay. Let's say.
Try again. Jeez. Oh, man, that sucks. I thought for sure that was it. Well, I did remember a crucial thing that will become, like, true later. Like,
Yes. If they had been silent for 2 more seconds, I would have screamed.
Nick, they say they want evidence.
I just explained how the girl
Okay,
only
wait,
puzzle
we're
murder about the
done.
unusual contradiction.
It's all repeat. Hard proof.
Hard proof. That's such a vague thing to ask for.
I don't
What does
know why,
the salt
but
have to do with that?
I kind of want to present it because it seems so arbitrary.
The pepper?
Yeah.
No, that's just
Yeah.
gonna fuck us up. I know what the pepper is for. It's for a later part of the.
There's a later part
There is a later part.
involving the pepper?
Yeah.
Oh, you'll see. You'll see. The only other thing I can think of, but I don't think it's true though, is that you present a hat again, because the hat is proof that there were 2 hats on the scene, one that flew up and one that's on the floor.
Let's try it. It worked.
What?
Well,
it's such
they,
a vague.
They kept on bringing up the 3 symbols thing, so it.
Okay,
whatever.
the problem is Max's, but we already. Okay, the problem is we already went over that point by presenting the hat before, so that
Yeah,
What-
yeah. I mean, this.
whatever.
Whatever.
The problem is Max's 3 symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses.
Those symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings. I'm glad that we are not giving it that much attention today.
Yesterday, there were 2 contradictions in Mo's testimony.
The silk hat was one, the white roses were the other.
But the theory I just presented explains all of those contradictions.
You fool. Do you ever shut up?
Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Mo said yesterday. He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat.
That's true.
There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bust's.
Which only means that you saw a hat, not a silk hat.
Yes.
Fuckers. Makes sense. If you look at it that way, then he did see the silk hat. Well, sort of.
Fine. You've got one. But what about the other contradiction?
The other contradiction.
Remember what that ventriloquist said in court,
Ventriloquist.
Trillo said, he said that he witnessed white roses on Max's chest that night. But the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown said that there were no white roses.
The cloak was backwards.
I would like to see you try and explain that one away.
The cloak was just facing the other way, that's all.
Can you do it, Nick?
Of course, I can explain all of it.
What was that?
Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged onto the bust.
Remember that cut scene of 3 frames that I showed you all from my brain?
My brain scene. If the cloak is snagged onto the bust, what happened to the white roses?
Wow.
Oh, sorry, that was more like 5 frames.
Do you get it yet?
You
If the
idiot.
cloak snagged onto the front of the bust, it means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust.
Silly.
Stupid.
Ah!
Which explains why Mo didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the backside of the bust.
Whoa. Order. 3-dimensional objects are new to me.
3 dimensions?
This is quite the shocking, horribly written state of affairs.
Yeah.
Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me.
But we must begrudgingly accept it.
However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads.
Let's just keep going. Let's just waste some time.
Let's do this, Nick. Then maybe Von Carmel will finally throw in the towel.
Throw it.
She'll never throw in the towel.
Is he gonna talk? Nope.
Well, so much for that theory.
Mr. Wright, do you mind?
What is it?
You took the time to research our circus, didn't you?
Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think that I didn't?
If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track.
Why is that?
Motive.
Aha.
This witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. Thus, there is absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster.
He did it for the life insurance.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't he get... I don't know. Your Honor, I'd like to hear Acro's story. I'd like you to hear Acro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life up until now.
Is this testimony?
I guess. What do we do? There's no doubting that Acro deeply respected the ringmaster.
Well, we have all the pieces we need.
Acro's motive.
Wasn't it his brother?
Yeah, that would be the start of his motive.
I
It
thought-
seems that this case isn't over yet. Very well. However, I feel this is a good place to take a break.
If it was just like, the prosecutor on the other end, the prosecutor would just yell, "We don't need a motive. We just know he did it. Like, we don't need the motive. Let's just move on." For some reason, they're on the hook for
We
it.
don't need a motive.
I haven't seen enough real crime documentaries lately, so I don't know how much to believe that. I'll listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after recess. I need to play this dodgeball.
Play
This court will
dodgeball.
now take a 10-minute recess. This dodgeball, the good one, not the lopsided one that goes all crazy just because you bounced it once. That's stupid.